All right. I think we are live. Right. Okay. We are live. Great. We are live. Right, so we're gonna wait until someone arrives. Currently, I believe no one's here yet, so we'll just wait. Just wanted to copy this thing. I don't know if anyone's here yet. I'm gonna start. We're gonna start the video soon. Live stream soon. Just gonna announce to the world that I am live. All right. Just posted a post. Hello to everyone who's here. I don't know if anyone's here yet. I'm gonna start. We're gonna start the video soon. Hopefully you can hear me well. I'm gonna put this. This is not fully in full volume because, well, the computer is currently handling a lot of stuff at the same time. So it's kind of doing a lot of noise and it's a bit annoying, and I don't want you guys to listen to it. So yeah. This was kind of unpredicted. I wasn't really expecting to do this, at least not as soon, but I had some stuff to take care of after this stream, so let's go. Just go over here. Properties. There I am. Looking kind of ugly. All right. Well, we're gonna start the stream anyway. And in the meantime, if you're there and you want to say something, just say hi or post something in the chat. I'm gonna turn on the live chat here. Let's go. Let's start the stream. So it's been 5 minutes, so we have to start this sooner rather than later. All right, this is a project file. It's kind of a big project file. I mean, I kind of have a couple different project files. This is one that I wanted to do for a YouTube video, and I already did. You can check it out on my channel. This is the main project file, the one that I put out all the ideas and did all the producing basically. And this is the individual mixing, because this technique I used until recently, where I would export all of the stems to consolidate everything into audio to another project file, so that it's easier on the CPU. But nowadays I don't really do that, because, well, I haven't needed it so far. So yeah. And this is the final edits, which I guess is the mastering as well. I've done this a long time ago, so there are a couple things that I don't really remember, and for sure a couple things that I would have improved. All right. Okay. I kind of wanted to wait for someone to come, like, because, well, I don't want to be talking to myself, you know. This is a live stream, this ain't a video. So where do I go to the live stream analytics? Damn, I'm kind of new in live streaming, so where are the flippin' yo, what the hell, man? I want to go back to the definition, the settings of the live stream. I can't. What? Why? Where is it, man? Ew. Oh, there it is. Found it. No, not really analytics. I want to go, yeah, live control. That's it. All right. Okay. Yeah, let's start anyways. Let's just start it. If you guys are there and you want to say something, well, just send a message, or if you are watching this a bit later on, just leave a comment or something. Yep. Okay, let's start with the drums. I hope we're here. Okay, this is not lagging too much, which is pretty cool. I was expecting this to lag a little bit more, but that's dope. That's dope. All right, I guess you've heard the song already, so I'm not gonna play the song. Yeah. This is the damn song. This is the damn song, guys. Enjoy.
Are there words out there like ours, with rainbows dancing in the showers?
Let's not forget that this is not mixed, because I did this in another project, so there are a couple things that don't really sound like the final version.
They're entirely new, a different spectrum.
I know my face is too white because, well, got some lighting here. It's a pretty cheap lighting from Amazon. I can really control the settings, so can't really reduce the lighting strength. Gotta invest on something a bit, better. Anyways.
Dining food, finding all these walls as I gaze upon the stars. I wonder if other galaxies have rainbows.
Yeah, sometimes it stops. It's normal. Just gotta give FL Studio some time to process, Can't really see my face. And I think I added a couple other stuff in the visual mixing stage.
To other realms or prisms of light, where colors dance painting the night. I gaze at the stars at a distant glow, wondering if rainbows and galaxies glow. And finding all these walls as I gaze upon the stars. I wonder if other galaxies have rainbows.
Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I'm joking. Let's start the live stream once and for all. Let's start the freaking explanation once and for all. This has already 10 minutes or something of 15 minutes, and we haven't done anything except for listening to the flippin' song, which I guess you've already listened to. If not, well, go stream. It's available on all distribution platforms, so go ahead and do it if you want to. All right, where should we start? We're gonna start with the drums. Drums. Let's start with the individual parts. Like, this is where the drums start.
As I gaze upon
Not the building, the builds up.
and finding all these walls as I gaze upon the stars. I wonder if other galaxies have rainbows.
All right, these are the build drums. Drop it. All right, so we got the kick. I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't do this nowadays. Like do a very steep high cut, low cut, in the low frequencies. This creates a lot of phasing problems, and well, I've only discovered it until like recently. So I don't do this anymore. I usually leave the low bass as it is for my samples. For my drum samples, of course, I don't do this anymore. This creates a lot of phase problems, and especially when I am bringing up the sub information to like 10 plus dB. This is crazy, man. And I'm pretty sure that this is one of the reasons why I can make the mix a little louder. This is one of the reasons why, but this is what I did, but I don't recommend it. The only correct thing I did here was like remove a little bit of the muddiness at around 150 hertz, but this, nah man, don't do this. You can bring up the lows, but don't do this high cut, this low cut, this such steep low cut. Do it a little bit lighter, maybe like this, or maybe even like just a low shelf, like bring it down a little, but don't do what I did. Don't really recommend it. And well, even worse, I did it twice. So I did it on the individual track and I did it on the bus track of the kick. So it's even phasier. Wow, what the hell? What did I do here? Well, anyways, like I said, don't do this. These are the snares. I guess you learn, you know, you're always learning, so. You know, simple snare. This is a chime snare. And this is a trappy snare from Somatics, I think. Frequency shifted, as you can see. And I'm also automating the pitch setting of the sampler. This one, I believe. Yep, there it is. And because it's in resample mode, you can see that, you know, the sample's getting smaller. Resample mode, it kind of preserves the transient information a bit better than other modes when you are, you know, pitching it up or down. So it's pretty cool. Hey there, Stereo Kuji. How are we doing, my friend? Hope you are well. First comment. I'm always really happy when I see the first comment. It means that somebody watching, which is pretty good for, you know, for me at least. Hope you're enjoying so far. Alright, like I said, this is the snare. This is the main snare. This is a chime snare, like I said. You know, there's some... Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm doing well, too. You know, Sunday, it's always that day. Tomorrow I gotta go to work, so... Feeling a little bit down, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, you gotta pay the bills at the end of the day. This is the snare EQ, you know, bringing up the... wow, forgot the name. Bringing up the main frequency. And another EQ here. Removing a little bit of the lows. Well, not a little bit, actually the whole lows. Like I said, the reason why I'm doing this steep EQ because it's kind of going more up, you know. If I like I said, I don't know if you guys were here when I said this, but don't do this. I did this because I was young and innocent, and now I am more mature, and I know that this creates a lot of phase problems, and this is probably one of the reasons why I couldn't make the track louder in the mastering, because this steep low cut creates a lot of phase problems. Don't do this. If you want to remove a little bit of the bass, and even so, even to make it even more problematic, I brought up the low end frequency information to 10 dB plus. It kind of doesn't sound bad, but not really recommended. If you want to if you want to bring up the lows, don't do this, or make a little steeper. make it a little less steep, or just like make a low shelf and bring up the lows like this. It's better. You won't have as many phase problems as if you do this, and that's what I did, and well, it is what it is. The song's already out and people are enjoying it, so that's nice. Just tiny details. Another trappy snare, well, you know, typical stuff. I'm automating the channel pitch, so it's becoming smaller. You know, typical build up, nothing too different, honestly. These are the hi-hats. This is a sample from Splice, I think. Just a sample, nothing too special. Removing the lows, basic EQ, let's move on. And then there's a clipper to soft clip that. Well, this is a hard clipper actually. It's hard clipping all the drums so that doesn't have any unwanted peaks. There's a fruity balance. I guess this is automating something, but I'm not really sure what it is automating. Alright, these are the first drums. These are the drop drums, which I guess are the drums that you are more interested in. Hopefully. Alright. Most of these samples are from AU5. This is an AU5 kick. And like I said, I did the same thing. Don't do this. Don't do this. The only correct thing I did here was to remove a little bit of the muddy information. But it's not really mandatory. These are already proven, success-proven samples, you know, so you don't really have to do anything with these samples. Only, except if you want to adapt it to your song, of course. But in this case, if I hadn't done anything, it would be the same, honestly. Or better, because, well, I did this mistake and I wouldn't do it again. And I promise I haven't been doing this. This is just two samples to emphasize the kick sometimes. Just like, instead of like, it kind of gives more movement, kind of more punchiness. This is the sidechain. This is a sidechain. This is the way I sidechain because I got a problem. I've tried fixing it, but I can't really seem to fix it. I got a problem with my sidechaining in FL Studio, because when I use the MIDI, when I use this MIDI trigger stuff, MIDI out, when I link it to the volume shaper, which is the plugin I use to automate it, it doesn't work. It kind of like only so when I put a MIDI information here in the playlist, it only works a couple of milliseconds afterwards, and well, that is kind of weird because that doesn't really work in the song, and that's why I stopped using it. So far I haven't been able to fix it, and I've already spoke to the support, FL Studio image line support and stuff, but no one seems to know what's going on. And well, every update that's been going by, I've been testing it again and again, and it's still the same. So that's why I sidechain it like this. I've been using Ableton lately, and I am able to sidechain with the MIDI trigger in Ableton, but not in FL Studio. I don't know why. Well, anyways, it is what it is. These are the snares. 2 AU5 snares, I think. This is a clap snare, though. This is a snare that I created together with, just a second, together with an AU5 snare. Remove the transient setting, transients, because there is a kick already here, and that's it. Cool thing to kind of give that extra distortion that you can hear is the limiters. As you can see, this is the hi-hat, and this hi-hat is being sidechained to the kick, and that's with a very short release setting and very short attack as well. it kind of gives that distorted look to the hi-hat, and that's pretty cool. I like it, and I usually do this in my productions. As for the mixing of the snares, just simple mixing, like removing the very lows, removing some tonal frequency here that I didn't want to have in the mix, removing the very lows, very simple stuff. Let's go over to the hi-hat. There is a clap snare here. I don't think this is in the song. Alright, I think I just added this by accident. Yep, you know, hi-hats, simple stuff, sidechain to the kick and the snare. Simple stuff. Let's go over to the next drums. There are a lot of drums here in this project. This is the same drums, almost the same. Alright, these are cool drums. This is actually where I started the project from. Started doing these drums here. You know, Moon Boy kick. Again, same mistake I did in here. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't have YouTube Studio on, but I'm able to see the live chat here, which is nice, but I don't really know how many people are watching right now, but hopefully you guys are enjoying so far. Snare. Simple stuff. Just two rim shot snares from a couple samples I have in here. Oh yeah. This is a somatic sample with a cool wooden snare in there. There are some hi-hats too. You know, cool additions. And then the builds. Same build as before. Yep, and then there is a fake drop that has a couple. This is just like for extra glitchiness in the transition. And then there are the second drums. This is a kick from Kashmir, and no, actually from Moon Boy. And then this is a kick from Kaval. This is a free sample pack from Rushdown, I think, that I downloaded. Free sample pack, and I use this as like a high-end enrichment for the kick. I think it was lacking a little bit of the transient information too, but yeah, these are the drums. Kick, 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 and then the second part. Kind of looks like a synthwavy. Kind of has a synthwavy vibe. At the same time, like a trancey vibe, you know, techno vibe. This is another snare that I created, I think, a couple. Waveform looks weird, but you know, it does the job. And then just two shaker loops. Just going on and on. These are the drums. Let's move on to the vocals, which are my vocals. I wanted to show you, damn, where are they? Oh, there they are. I can show you the vocals project. This took me a lot of time to make it sound decent enough. This took me way too long. And I got this one, which is like an experimentation of a Portuguese song. It's actually called Naked. I don't know. I don't think that's the name of the song, but this was an experiment I did. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm gonna show you the vocals project before, but this is an exported sample of that project.
Are there words out there like ours, with rainbows dancing in the showers? Maybe they're entirely new, a different spectrum shining through. And fighting all these wars as I gaze upon the stars. I wonder if other galaxies have rainbows.
Yep, this is an exported stem. This is has some auto pitch in here. It's a free plugin, pretty cool for form and shifting. I like it a lot. And then there is a second
To
verse.
other realms, old prisons of light, where colors dance baked in the night. I gaze at the stars, that distant glow, wondering if rainbows and galaxies flow, and fighting all the...
Yeah, this took me way too long. A lot of trial and error and singing over some parts because I'm not good at singing. I don't know how to sing, so I had to try this over and over again until I finally ended up with something I kind of liked. No, not kind of liked. Something I liked and something I thought was sounding actually pretty cool. But this required a lot of processing. If you listen to this raw, it's terrible. I promise. Some other samples, some other additions, just chopping the main sample off and adding some other additions to it.
Rainbow.
And then there is this pretty cool. Once again, just chopping it off, chopping it around, and I ended up with this. Then I resampled it, consolidated it, and that's it. There's a delay here as well. As for mixing, I'm not gonna really show much of the mixing. It's just simple stuff. Much of it was already mixed in the vocal recording session. So yeah, there's a vocodex as well for extra layering. There are a lot of layers in this vocal. It needed a lot of layers, otherwise it would sound too simple. And since I'm not a good singer, simple is not better. You kind of have to add a couple more layers to create more harmonic variation and catchiness. These are the leads. I've been using Citrus a lot lately, mainly for these presets. I didn't create these ones, I just used a couple presets here from Citrus. This is the ARP. This is the ARPS 1. Nope. What are the... I don't know which... I think it's in the ARP section. It's one of these ARPs. I really don't know which one it is. But I think I saved it anyways as a preset for myself, just to pretend that I did it when I haven't done it. But yeah, these, just look around for in the ARP section, you'll find it for sure. There are some pretty cool ones. Or plucked. It's one of these plucked. One of these plucked presets, you'll find it there. And there was also a marimba layer. Sounding pretty, celestial. The reason why it's kind of plucking it up, just there is a D6 and an octave up, duplicated, and a couple of milliseconds ahead. That's why it's creating that, you know, pluck, pluck, pluck effect. And then there was a reversed sample. It's just background. These aren't really leads. And this, there is another. Yep. Yep. All right. Let's go to the effects. For the automation, well, nothing too special, honestly. Like I'm sure most of you guys have access to the project file because it's available. By the way, in my last video, in the description there is the project file for you. It's free, so just go ahead and download it if you want to. There is a glue compressor just to compress the two layers. You know, kind of compressing it a lot. It's like 5 dBs of gain reduction. So yeah. Anyway, let's go to the main effects. Then there is a fruity mute, which is to, because it has a lot of reverb. You know, sometimes you have to mute it here and there. Like here, for example, before the drop, so that it just doesn't go until the drop starts because of the tail of the reverb. You know. Sorry. Yeah, just mutes instantly. It kind of creates like a sudden effect of, you know, silent impact, and that's pretty cool. You know, playing with silence in songs, it's a pretty cool way to, you know, approach your productions and the way you bring catchiness to your songs. You know, it's kind of original because, you know, silence is not really, it's something that's becoming more and more used, but at the same time it still has that, you know, X factor. That's pretty nice. Alright, effects. You know, it's kind of hard to specify what effects are because I guess everything is an effect. You know, so, but these are like impact effects, white noise stuff, you know. Yeah, you know, just resampled samples, you know, like this one, let's see what, this one, nope. Which one is it? Which one is it? I think it's one of these. No, these are Foley samples. Tonal effects. Yep, this one. This was like a lot of layers with a vocoder and a fruity convolver as with a white noise sample as an impulse response. You can do this pretty easily if you bring up an instance of fruity convolver and click here and then white noise, and it just becomes total reverb. Even more. If you do this in the main bus, everything will be reverb. So you can actually do this, you know, you can actually kind of get creative in these stuff, and, you know, if you put it in the drop, you'll see. Now the whole song is a reverb. You know, these samples are just extra ear candy, to be honest, like nothing too special. You know, dispersers, reverbs, delays, weird EQs like this one. Automation, you know, automation. It's all about automation at the end of the day. White noise, well, actually brown noise or pink noise, I don't know. I never know which one is each, which one is which, which one is which. Vinyl samples like impacts, you know, impact effects, crazy stuff like reversed sounds. I don't know what this is. Yep. You know, risers, white noise stuff. Yep. And then there is the bigger section, which is the bases section. And before I move on, let me check how's it going in terms of views. Let me check the your videos. No. Yep, here, your videos. By the way, if anyone's watching, I hope you guys enjoying it so far. I'm gonna take a look right now, but in OBS Studio I don't have access to the information of how many people are watching right now, but that's cool. 5 views. We got 5 views. Awesome. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Hope you're enjoying. Leave a comment if you want to. You know, ask for doubts. If you have any doubts, put it in the comments. Like, feel free to speak to me. Like, if you want to tell me how, you know, your day was, like how many times your dog, I don't know, ate today, like how many times you give food to your dog, and you know, daily, like tell me those stuff. I want to know. Like, I want to know you. Like, I want to know who you are, you know. All right, let's move on to the basis. And tell me where you're from, actually. Tell me where you're from. Like, I want to know where you're from. I know I always love, like, knowing which nationality, you know, I always like to know the nationalities of the people. That's a pretty cool, you know, thing. I'm Portuguese, by the way, if you didn't know. All right, let's move on to the basis. Just a simple progression. E, F, G, F again. Sorry. F, E, sorry. I can show you the preset. This is a preset I created, I think. Most of the stuff I do, and you know, when it comes to synthesizers, are stuff that I create. Like, yeah, just like a saw wave with the last 2 frequencies. I removed the last 2 frequencies to not have phasiness in the sub information, because there was already a sub here, and I didn't want to make the sub information like stereo. I wanted to make it mono. But yeah, like, we've got a macro here, and then we got an LFO which is linked to the cutoff, which is like automating it up and down sometimes. It's like a random stuff. The rate's at 0.06 hertz, so yep, that's it. And then there is Parametric EQ to remove the very highs, and a limiter to boost the strength of the sub. Just bringing up the volume, nothing too shabby. And then we got these cool, beautiful color-based samples. I can show you these, but if you want to check it out in more detail, you can check out my shorts. There are a couple of tutorials on how to make color base in Faceplant, which is one of these. This is just a sample in D minor, I think. You know, I'm just using the granular synth and applying some formant filter, disperser, filtering, you know, just tiny details. I really recommend copying Faceplant. It's a pretty cool plugin, actually. I like it a lot. And there is this sample, which is one I did with a bunch of layers. My last video talks about this. Go check it out if you want to. There was this sample too. Just a glitch sample, I guess. Just for tiny details, you know. It's all about ear candy in the end. Another like very weird sample just randomly here.
Maybe they're entirely new, a different spectrum shining.
All of these tiny samples kind of make it not boring at all. Like these tiny details, like you are giving extra candy to. It's like you are eating a little bit of sugar here and there, which kind of makes you still want to be alive, you know, because you have that sugar. I don't know, it's probably not the best reference, but you know, it's kind of like you still want to keep going, you know, you still want to listen to the song because you have these tiny ear candy like stuff which kind of wakes you up, and it tells you, okay, well, these tiny details are not making it boring. You are not forgetting that you are listening to the song because you have these tiny details. It's not like it's not too simple, you know. It's pretty cool. Ear candies is a really cool way to approach stuff in music production and electronic music production especially. All right, more ear candy, and then the main layer. This part has different layers. Same layer that I showed you before. This is another layer. This is an AU5 sample from his song Alien Weapon. Another resample layer that I did somehow, I don't know. Another layer, and then there is this one, which I created in Serum, but I think I deleted the patch. I don't know where it is, unfortunately. Maybe this one? Let's check. Yep, there it is. This is a patch. This is just that Icon has kick wavetable. You know, this is the LFO, which is links to the WTF position. I always read this as WTF because it really looks like WTF. It's the wavetable position, the WT position, the cutoff, and then a couple of extra effects like hyperdimension, filtering, distortion, chorus, compression, you know, multiband compression and equalization, you know, to remove some muddiness and some highs here and there. Yep, like, oh yeah, there you are. This is the sample that I talked about before. If you want to know how to make this one, you can check out my last video about layering. And then there is hey there. Unfortunately, I don't know how to pronounce Chinese characters. Well, maybe they're not Chinese characters, maybe they're Japanese characters. I'm sorry for the ignorance. By the way, tell me which characters, or maybe Korean, I don't know. Tell me which country these characters are from, please, because I don't want to be ignorant all my life. And hello there. I hope you are doing well, and if you want to, you can write how you pronounce those characters in the chat. And I'm sorry, I said Chinese, but I know they're not Chinese. I know for sure they're not Chinese. They're probably Korean. All right. Okay. So that's kind of good that you didn't understand what I said, because I was just a little bit stereotypical when I said that those were Chinese characters, but I know that those are not Chinese characters. But yeah, thank you for watching anyways. Let's move on with yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stuff that we can talk about, and we could be talking about this for hours, you know, about some sound design techniques that I use and stuff. But if you want to, for example, if you want to know how to make this layer, and if you don't know how to use faceplant, and you are interested in knowing how to use faceplant, that video kind of talks a little bit about how to use faceplant, mainly the sample synth, the sampler feature of faceplant. But I've been reading the whole manual of faceplant, and I kind of understand how it works, so I'm kind of confident using faceplant. Oh yeah, this is a cool sample here, which I resampled. This is from faceplant 2. Wow. I think I didn't do this. I wish I could show you. Oh, there it is. This is the. Let's remove the. Let's remove the sidechain. This is an amazing patch from Teddy Killers. Wow, this is awesome. I don't know where I got this from, but this was for free, because most of the stuff I get from presets and samples are for free. And I've been surviving, man. I haven't really been buying any sample packs and synths, and I've been making it. I don't need to, because I find these stuff somehow, somewhere, and this is a pretty cool patch. This has different lanes, and this is the main lane. I'm pretty sure this is the main lane. It's the main bus. The lane 3 is usually the main lane. I'm pretty sure, like, for example, this. Wow, this has so many layers in one group. Yeah. So this is the main sound, which is composed of the analog synths, and then this is the first group. This first group is just basic distortion. Yep, it's just distortion and then saturated, which is a second distortion. That's why I create, and then this is a sine wave, I think. And then there is a sample. I don't know what this sample is from. This is noise. Probably this is something like quantum noise or something. Yeah, but this is just to create that initial distortion, impulse. And then there is this main sound. And there is a switch between the first analog synth and the second and third analog. The second and third analog synth are sine waves. And one of them is low. It's being pitched down 48 semitones, which is like 4 octaves, I think. And the other one is just being pitched down 12 semitones. But at the same time, there is some kind of modulation going on in here, which I don't know where exactly. This is the first sound, which is a square wave, or at least the sine wave is being squarified. And then there is the second and third. This is a pretty cool patch, and it's called Allosaurus. Well, if you look for Allosaurus Teddy Killers patch in Chrome, if you want to, I'm pretty sure you'll find it somehow. Yeah, and this is the second lane. This is routed to the third lane. Alright, so I assume that there is no main lane. Or maybe the second lane is the main lane, which is with a snap heap. And I don't know what the snap heap has. Just a harmonizer, okay. Multipass. I don't have access to this plugin, fortunately. I need to buy it. I don't have access to Saturated 2, but the cool thing about these presets that you don't need everything from faceplant in order to use these. You cannot manipulate these plugins, but at least you can use them, And without these saturators, it makes a massive difference for sure. Yeah, for sure, saturator. It's just bringing up that distortion, just sticking it up a little, even more. Yeah, I used this. I resampled it and I used it in my song. And I think this is not. Yeah, this is probably in like C or D5 or D4. I don't know, something like that. All together. There is also this sample, this synth, which I created, like as kind of a layer. It's the same as the other one, actually. Somehow, the note's probably lower. This is at. This is at. Let's bring this up here. This is at C5. Alright, it's actually C. And then there is so many stuff. So much stuff going on. So much stuff going on. What is this? Something. Oh, there it is. Hey there, Monoxide. I hope you are doing well. And welcome to the stream. If you have any doubts or if you want to ask something, well, feel free to ask something. And if you want to tell me about how your day is going, feel free to do it, my man. It's like everyone here is free to say whatever they want in the chat. I mean, just don't be rude and insult anyone. As long as you're not doing that, man, just say stuff. Talk to me if you want to. Anyways, let's keep going. This is the growl basis 4. Let me see if I have this somewhere in here. I don't know. I don't think I do. Because, you know what? That's because I probably... Yeah, this sample is from previous songs of mine, I'm sure. Something like that. This is a good addition. And actually, this is the part of the main bass of the first part of the drop. And, well, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of samples, but like I said, you can download the free projects. You can download the projects files for free. If you go to my last video where I talk about layering and tips for layering, the link's in the description, so you can explore it if you want to. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you want to explore it further, you can just download the patches and download the project files and just explore it yourself. What growly bases do you mean exactly? Like, there are a bunch of stuff here. Like I said, this growl bass 4 is from another song of mine, I think. Let's see if I find it. This is mostly Serum and Faceplant. Color based up is Faceplant, and Serum is like the more like dubstep basses, you know. I got this folder of mine which has all of the sounds that I created so far, and this bass is somewhere around here, I think. I'm pretty sure this bass is kind of manipulated as well, because I do a lot of resampling and stuff, and I delete a lot of the stuff as I'm going, you know, so I can't really show you everything for sure. But for example, as I was saying, this growl bass, I think this is the one. This growl bass here, it's not really growl bass, it's kind of like a static bass, something like that. This is from a preset that I found from Faceplant. This is a free preset from Teddy Killers. Let me see if I find it here again. There it is, another bass. Another bass which is actually one of the coolest basses I've heard from presets. I don't usually use presets, but this one just, you know, this one is dope. Listen to it. This is fantastic. And as I was saying, there are 2 groups in Faceplant, and there are 3 different lanes. I believe this is the main lane. This is the lane for the group, the second group, and this is the lane for... which lane which lane is the first group routed to? Not really sure. Oh, lane 1. Ouch. Lane 1. So the saturators are the plugins that are doing the most stuff. If you remove the saturators, I mean, look at the difference. Just sine waves. These are just simple sine waves, you know, but they are being processed so much. The first group is for the first distorted, you know, impulse, and then it just disappears. This is the first. This is sine waves. A sampler. I don't know. This sample is TK Vox sample. I don't know. This is the sample that came with the preset, and there was just like some sort of quanta noise, something like that. And the second group is the main sound, which is like mostly the first part is the scarified sine wave. If you listen to it, it's being scarified with a hard clipper, and then the second part is just 2 sine waves, and there is some sort of modulation here going on. But honestly, I don't know where this is coming from. But this, look at the complexity of this preset. Like this, I would have to dedicate a lot of hours just to create this preset, man. This is just awesome, really complex. And then you can add extra harmonics. Somehow it should be working somehow. I don't know. Some things should be working, but I probably manipulated it so much that some things are not working anymore. Oh, this probably has something to do with the breath. Oh yeah, I made it mono, yeah. So I removed the has plugin to make it mono, because I already had a lot of information in the wide stuff. So yeah, I just basically recorded this bass in Edison and dragged it out over to the playlist, and it sounds cool. And the other color-based stuff is just resampled stuff from Faceplant. The color-based stuff in this project is cool because I used Faceplant to create color base, and that's the first time I did this. And you got some pretty cool stuff here. Just a lot of experimentation, you know. There are other, let's see where I find it. This one. Same patch, much less complex, but it does the job, I guess. Alright, I think I covered all of the main bases, at least the bases I could show you right now, because like I said, we would be spending too long in here. Also, the sub is doing a lot of work as well. This is just a 3x oscillator, honestly. That's it. The second and third oscillators are being turned off. Just the first oscillator is working. In this case, yeah, that's it. I'm just automating the pitch. Yep, just one plugin, simple plugin. But this 3x oscillator is kind of underrated, I think. People should use it more. It's pretty cool, especially for subs. It gives you such a clean sub. You know, since I've found out that you can actually get a pretty solid sub bass from 3x oscillator, I have been using it in all of my songs so far. It's pretty cool. 3x oscillator is a really go-to plugin for sub basses and for other stuff as well. But I use it for like subs. I don't think I use it for anything else. This is an 808, I think. Yeah. I didn't want it to have any tail when it's not being triggered by the MIDI information, so I just turned on the envelope and just brought down all the settings except for the hold, so that it stops when the MIDI stops as well. You know. What else from the basses? Oh, Alright, let's turn on the sidechain because it looks weird without the sidechain. This is the main bass of the second drop. This is like a trendy thing going on here. I created this, you know, just by experimenting stuff. This is a layer, and there is another layer too, which is, oh, there is this also this transient stuff, which is like a Foley sample, just to emphasize the transient information of the drop. There is this sub bass too, just this normal sub. No, actually that layer, but subbed on, basically without the highs and the mids, at least the high mids. And there is another layer. I know there is another layer. I don't know where it is. At least I thought there was another layer, but I guess it is not. Right, I guess that's the only layer. Okay. That's the layer I showed you before. Okay, there is this layer too, but this is from another free synth. At least I think it's free. At least I didn't pay for it, and I didn't download it illegally because I don't usually do that. No, this is actually Serum. Yep. Another patch I did, simple stuff, just a saw wave, unison at 5, like random LFO, modulating the octaves, and then some phaser, compressor, multiband compressor, equalizer, distortion, downsample, hyperdimension to give it more width. It's phasey if you listen to it in mono, but it's cool for the extra, you know, effects. This sounds weird. I'm trying to understand where it's from. Oh. Nope. Where is it? It's weird. Where is this bass? Oh, there it is. It sounds weird. This is from a free synth, and I'm sure it didn't sound like that when I was doing the project. I think it's probably some bug. This is the Acid Duo preset from Synth Master Player. This is a free synth. At least, like I said, I didn't pay for it. Don't know if it's free, but I didn't pay for it. If you want to check it out, you know, it has some cool presets here. I don't usually use it, but I use it this time because I'm not a trance producer, so I had to use a couple of presets as well, you know, to help me out on this. Yeah. Sounds weird. I'm sure it doesn't sound like that in the song. Yeah, this is just the saw chords, and what's being automated is the bandwidth. Sorry, the band, the low pass band. You know, simple stuff just for ambience. You know, this is the D minor chord. You know, and that's it. Oh, there is this arps too. Yep. Just showing up twice during the song here and there. I was gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you the hold on a second. Okay, I'm gonna show you the individual mixing project. No, don't save. In the meantime, let me check how many people are watching. Like I said, I don't have access to that information. Like, I do have access to it, but it's not on because I don't want to overload the CPU. But yeah, just take a quick break here. Analytics, no content. I never know where to find it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, we got 6 views. Let's go, my boys and girls. Let's go, my boys. Okay, like I said, this doesn't have any MIDI information. It's just samples. And the reason I'm showing this is because I just did tiny changes. Added a couple OTTs, you know, but like in a small setting, 13%. You know, just simple stuff. Yep. I want to show you the... Oh, let's show you the mastering. The mastering is just like AI, honestly. I was kind of lazy when doing the mastering for this one. It's been 1 hour already? Damn. What? It's already been 1 hour. What time is it here? It's almost 8 o'clock. Wow. I thought it was much sooner. Well, anyways, this is the mastering. I had a bit of problems with peaks. Like I said, I did a couple of mistakes when mixing kicks and the drums. So I had to fix it somehow, and I didn't know how to fix it. So what I did was, in the sidechain, I just removed everything that was sound when the kick hits. And then I added a couple of extra, you know, processing, like making it more mono before the drop, and then mastering stuff. This is just AI. Oh, license not on, but maybe if I turn on splice, it comes back. I think it comes back. Yep, comes on. All right, so this is the Ozone 10. I didn't do anything. I just recorded it, the plugin listened to it, and then I used Audio Lens to record, sorry, not this. To record the sound from Spotify, and in this case, AU5 song Alien Weapon. And when you save it, it goes to Ozone 10. After the plugin is done recording your track, it creates like a a frequency spectrum of your song, of at least the portion of the song that was recorded, and then you just have to apply the preset that you saved from Audio Lens, and it creates an instant equalization, stereo image, dynamic EQing, and then a maximizer patch for you. And you can you can adapt it to your likes. In this case, I didn't do anything because now I know more about mastering. As you can see, the soft clipping is at 100%, and I don't think that should be the case. It should be at around 10%, but I put it to 100%. It sounds good. At least it sounds good enough to be released by No Aluminum, so I guess that's the whole point. People liked listening to the song, so any of these technical stuff don't really matter if people enjoy the song, you know. But if I were to do this nowadays, I wouldn't do this. This is too much. I would put it to like 10%. And yeah, and fix a couple stuff in the mixing before. But yeah, this is just basically it. And I did this too. Big mistake. Like steep high pass and low pass EQs. Big mistake, very big mistake. Don't do this, especially in the low end. It creates a lot of phase problems, and I'm sure I could have brought the loudness of the song much higher if I didn't do this. But anyways, I did it, so it is what it is. This image isn't doing anything, I think. And then yeah, loudness meter to measure the loudness, LUFS, loudness of the track. All right, so let me show you finally the vocals project. I think this is still still streaming. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Okay. Waiting for it to load. Hope you're enjoying it, my dudes. The beat's not here, it's fine. Okay, so this is the vocal recording section. It's pretty heavy on the CPU.
Are there words out there like ours, with rainbows dancing in the showers? Maybe they're entirely new, a different spectrum shining through.
This is how it sounds without any processing.
Are there words out there like ours, with rainbows dancing in the showers? Maybe they're entirely new, a different spectrum shining through.
As you can see, I'm not the best singer, but with processing it sounds much better. That's the miracle of music production. The magic of music production. It can do wonders.
Are there words out there like ours?
It's just, you know, compression, a lot of compression, OTT, reverb, and then a couple of reverbs here. You know, got to a lot of different harmonies, a lot of different layers too. Like, got the second harmony to the left.
Are there words out there like...
And each of the harmonies are, you know, I created different melodies for it. And all of the harmonies, you don't hear the S's too much, because it's important that you don't hear the S's in all of the samples, so that it becomes too overcrowded and sounds weird, especially during an S sound.
Are there words out there like ours?
So the Maximus, the de-esser, is much stronger in these harmonies, like as you can see. Yep. And then doublers, which are even more panned to the right and the left.
Are there words out there like ours, with rainbows dancing?
As you can see, the auto-tune is much more evidenced in these layers. These are two recorded differently from the main lead, because it would create phase problems if you were just to copy and paste it and drag it a little bit, a couple of semitones ahead and back.
Are there words out there like ours, with rainbow?
And then more layers, which you can't really listen to. I don't know why. The project's just too heavy. Yeah, altogether.
Stars, I wonder if other galaxies have rays to other realms, old prisms of light. But are there words out there like ours, with rainbows dancing in the showers? Maybe they're entirely new, a different different spectrum shining through.
Yeah, this is a project. That's it. I don't really have anything else to show you. I don't know if I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Just a second. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, do ask them. Feel free to ask the questions that you want to. Feel free to ask the questions you want to ask. If not, if you don't have any questions, well, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Hope you enjoyed this an hour and a half long stream explaining the project. This was very quick explanation, but as I said, if you want to download the project file, you can do so by going to the description of my last video, and if you want to watch the video as well, feel free to. It really helps out a lot. Leave a like and share it if you want to, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But yeah, you can go over to the description. You'll find a link to download the project file if you want to. Not the project file, actually the folder with all the project files that I showed you today. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice rest of the day. Have a nice morning. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day if your day just started. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.